Now, former Deputy Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Kai Kissinger, who was removed from office in 2014 over allegations over alleged involvement in several corruption scandals in the judiciary, has claimed he was a victim. Appearing before the selection panel, interviewing candidates for the vacant IEBC chairperson position, Kissinger, who is among the 11 shortlisted for the top seat, said his integrity is unquestionable even before the eyes of God. NTV's David Mudoka followed the search for the next IEBC chair that entered the second day on Tuesday and has filed the following story.
Former Deputy Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Kai Kissinger, was among 4 candidates for the IEBC chairperson seat who appeared before the 9-member IEBC selection panel to defend their suitability.
Mr. Kissinger, is it okay to call you that?
Kissinger, who was indicted in 2014, barely 3 years after assuming office, by retired Chief Justice Willy Mutunga of alleged involvement in several corruption scandals at the judiciary, including the controversial purchase of a 310 million shilling mansion in the posh Runda estate for the retired Chief Justice from former Machakos Senator Johnston Nduya Muthama, saw his past put under sharp scrutiny.
If the panelists are having questions, you can rest assured Kenyans are also having questions.
Not all public officers, ladies and gentlemen, not all public officers who are dragged and taken to court are guilty of what they're accused of. Kenyans should never, never, never accuse or hear something has happened to somebody and think that that person is associated with that thing. It's called the pitfalls of public service. So my integrity is unquestionable, and even before the eyes of God.
Former clerk of the Nairobi County Assembly, Jacob Ngwele Muvenge, who is also eyeing the IEBC top seat, also saw his tumultuous stint at City Hall take center stage during his interview. Muvenge was arrested in 2018 for allegedly conspiring to defraud the county 1 million shillings through the purchase of books, but was acquitted only for him to be replaced.
This case was maliciously brought by the complainant to effect a change in the institution. So this was basically a classic case of abusing the legal process to get rid of officers. And of course, these are the perils of public service in this country. And having undergone that particular process, if you grant me this opportunity to be the chairperson of the IEBC, I will not want to visit the same on my officers or the secretary.
Earlier, the panel had interviewed Erastus Edong Ekethon, who at 48 years stood out as one of the youngest and sharpest candidates in the race.
Isaac Hassan, the former chair IEBC, actually in his book he talks of to be a chair of the Electoral Commission. He calls them 3 Gs, and one of the 2 Gs that I remember is that you need to have grandchildren.
Maybe looks are deceiving. I don't know. But at the age of 48, going to 49, I think this is the prime.
The chairperson of the Kenya Power Board, Joy Brenda Masinde Mdivo, was last to face the panel today.
That other Kenyan who hears that and hears that the selection panel is considering Joy, who is deeply involved in internal primary elections of UDA.
It's not about the Murengo. Here I'm offering myself as a Kenyan, not for tokenism, not for show, not for bonga points. I actually think I've got something to offer my country.
The search for a new IEBC chairperson will come to an end on Wednesday, with 3 more candidates set to appear before the 9-member IEBC selection panel.
The 3 are Lilian Wanjiku Manegene, Robert Akumu Asembo, and Saul Simeyu Wasilwa. David Muthoka, NTV, Nairobi.